After graduating from University of Pennsylvania, a lot of things were going through my mind. What I was going to do as a career. What's next in life? These are all things that are juggling in my mind. And I'm like, wow, I thought the transition from high school to college was tough. But I think the transition from college to real life was even tougher. Throughout different semesters and summer months, I interned at various different companies, one of them being a good family friend of mine that owned a broker-dealer finance company. And I still remember today working with the great brokers and on the phone with them, trying to get people to sell and buy stocks. I worked with like the head broker, and head broker was phenomenal. He sold like millions of dollars worth of stocks, even though English was not his first language. Like, how incredible is that? But I still remember today working hand in hand with him. And he said, Rich, go through this list of about 500 names and call them up and get them on the phone and start speaking with them, and then transition it to me and I'll try selling them. It was like my first experience really working at a company and selling and working in this like finance world. And it was all about numbers. I remember the sheet telling me, call as many people as possible. That's the key to being a successful broker. Calling as many people as possible, because it's a numbers game, right? Out of those 500 people, if you get, 5 people to work with you and be a client, that's a success. And I said to myself, wow, 5 people out of 500? Like, that's wild. But he said maybe 2 or 3 out of those 5 people will be a long-term client forever. And I still remember today, there were phones ringing all beside me because there were a lot of other brokers in the room. There were maybe 20 or 30 brokers. And it reminded me exactly of the Boiler Room movie. Pick up the phone and people had all these different slogans. Do you want to make money or do you want to make donations? Tip your toe in the water. It won't make you rich and retire to the Bahamas and sit underneath a palm tree all day. And it won't put you out on the streets. Tip your toe in the water. Right? Test it out, see how it goes. So I still remember all these lingos going on in my mind, and the brokerage firm and people screaming and yelling and saying, look how much money was made. Look at how much money there's out there. And I was young at the time. I was only, I was probably like 21, 22 years old, probably tail end of college and interning and figuring it all out. And I just thought it was an awesome experience. It wasn't going to be like I was going to pick up the phone and that first person I was going to call was going to give me, $10,000 to invest. Right? No, it wasn't like that. I had to call a lot of people. And after calling maybe 100 people, maybe there's one person that was semi-interested in buying a stock. And then I handed it over to the sheik, and he actually got a bunch of people that I called up as clients. It was fun. It was very interesting. I ended up interning at UBS Financial Services like a year or 2 later. There was like a program through Penn that I applied to, and I learned about more like family offices and the financial world there, and picking out stocks and bonds, other ETFs and other things that I thought was quite fascinating. But I was testing the waters, right? I was testing out what I wanted to do. I knew I really loved photography and filmmaking, but I said, let me try out a little finance. What is this all about? Let me give it a whirl. I'm young enough. Let me see how it all works. I thought it was fascinating. I didn't necessarily think it was for me at the time. I wanted to try to take different paths, right, in life, take different paths. And I learned what I liked. I learned what I didn't like. And I think that's, just a general lesson for, folks out there. There may be certain things that you enjoy, certain things that you don't like, but you figure that out at a certain age. You start that maybe when you're a little bit younger, so that when you're your 30s and 40s, right, you could start establishing a career in something that you love. Just like me. I love waking up each day and I enjoy what I do. You don't want to be that person whereby you wake up each morning and you dread what you do. That's the worst thing to happen. Because you want to enjoy those hours that you're awake. You want to either help people, you want to be a great salesman, or you want to just be motivated. So I think it's really, really crucial at certain times of your life that you test out things. There's a lot of uncertainty in those times, but you're learning what you don't like versus what you do like. And that's what I did when I transitioned from, college to the real world.